Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it. We just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are enjoying your hump day. Hopefully the end of this hump day has been an easy one, a nice one, a relaxing one. You know what I'm saying? We got to go into some stories. We got some things to talk about, real talk. But it's really nice to see everybody starting to file in, being a part of the conversation today. Like I said, we got a lot of talk about this evening. And we're doing something a little different today. A different subject matter today. Why, you ask? Because so far there's not really a whole lot going on in regards to the Brian Laundrie story. As far as the whole day, we already covered a good portion of it this morning, a gigantic portion of it this morning. So we definitely need to talk about some other stories and other things that are kind of starting to trend tremendously right now. And one of them has to do with this fitness influencer by the name of Cashawn Sims. People like to call her, she has a nickname, and she goes by Cookie. So Cashawn Cookie Sims right now is missing. And a lot of people are wondering what is going on. We have some video that we want to take a look at because I feel like a lot of it's going to be explained in this video. The way I see it is one way. I see some things, okay? So we are going to talk about that thing. If you're ready for a good conversation and a good show and a quick show, please be sure to hit that like button down below, all right? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, baby. We're working hard out here in these streets, okay? We're working really, really hard, and we got a lot to talk about and very little time to do it, but without further ado, I got to bring my brother on. I haven't seen him in a minute. He hasn't been on here because he's busy educating and molding young minds in ish. Please welcome my brother, Mr. T to the show. What's up, man? It's been a long time, my brother.
Yeah, too long. I'm happy to be back here on the marvelous Pascal show.
Yeah.
Proud of you, bro, doing your thing.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I mean, wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff without you, without the support from everybody and all that. And it's really exciting to see the show grow and continue to expand. I'm super hyped. I'm super excited. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got some things to jump into. And like I said, for those of y'all who are walking into the show right now, welcome. Good evening to the Pascal Show fam. Good evening. Do not forget to hit that like button down below. And of course, crush that subscribe button. It'd be really great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Now, here's the thing. Let me kill some of this music real quick. Here's the thing. I know some of y'all are sitting there going, hey, what's going on? What's going on with this whole thing with Brian Laundrie, okay? Or Gabby Petito. We're still covering that. We are still covering it. But right now, nothing is going on. There are more cops in the swamp right now. There are some drones flying around, but so far, nothing as of yet. That's all we have thus far. So when something really pops off, I promise you, I guarantee you, we are going to talk about it, okay? And also, if you missed this morning's show, we talked about a bunch of stuff, a whole gang of stuff. Not only just covering things that had to do with Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito, we also talked about a gang of other things like the Facebook fiasco, the Facebook whistleblower, and we talked about the family being racially harassed in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So if you get a chance, go check out that episode. That was this morning. You can get caught up to date with everything that revolves around the whereabouts of Brian Laundrie and, of course, other news as well. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing from this point on, unless there's nothing else popping off. You see what I'm saying? Unless something big is popping off, you will hear it right here on this show. Okay, but we got to go into this story, y'all. We got to go into some stories for your ears. Okay. Now one of them is, well, we got one main story, and that's the title you see down below. It is very, very bizarre. We're going to be looking at a couple things, but one thing we got to go into this article first, right here. Fitness influencer Cashawn Cookie Sims goes missing in Los Angeles. All right. Police are investigating the disappearance of fitness influencer Cashawn Ashley Sims, who goes by the nickname Cookie, according to a statement from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Sims, who's 30, was last seen in Duarte. I don't know how to pronounce that. Duarte, California, on September 8th. Say again.
Duarte.
No, it's not Duarte.
Duarte is like a Spanish word. Yeah.
No, it's Dart. Duarte?
They do D-U-A-R-T?
D-U-A-R-T-E.
Yeah, Duarte.
Durante?
Yeah, Spanish word.
There's no N though. D-U-A-R-T.
Yeah, but in Spanish it's Duarte. Yeah,
Duarte.
Duarte.
Duarte. Okay, thank you. Last seen in Duarte, California. Thank you. On September 8th, according to police, who said her family is concerned for her well-being. And like I said, we're going to be looking at this video. She put out a video. And it's like I said, it's very interesting. We're going to go into it, though. Her sister, Corinne, if I'm pronouncing it right, I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but Corinne Sims posted on Instagram on Tuesday asking her followers to be on the lookout for Sims. She says in the post, I never thought there'd come a day of me posting a missing flyer for my sister. We want her covered in prayers, God's grace, and to know that she is whole, well, and alive. She said that Sims abandoned her home, her dog, and seemingly her phone, which is unlike her. Sims' other sister, Crystal Sims, posted on Instagram saying that she's, quote unquote, trying to make sure Cashawn is okay and will exhaust every option. Now, here is the post right here. Cashawn Ashley Sims. Now, the thing is I've seen different spellings of her name. I don't know if there's an actual apostrophe between the C and the S, or if it's just Cashawn Ashley. So if anybody else knows and is a fan or a follower of her in any way, shape, or form, let me know, because of course I don't want to put the wrong spelling of her name in the show. But female, Black, 30 years old, 5'1", so she's a tiny one, 120 pounds, brown eyes, black shoulder-length hair with a tattoo of "It's found in the soul" on her collarbone, which is right there, as you can see right there, a tattoo of the earth on her left forearm, and a tattoo of Spanish writing on her back. Last worn clothing is unknown. Okay? Now, of course, they're sitting there saying that detectives in the LA County Sheriff's Department are seeking assistance in locating the above missing person. Okay? So she was last seen on the 8th on the 2100 block of Broach Avenue in Duarte. All right. The missing person's family is very concerned for her well-being. Any information, please contact the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau Missing Persons Detail. All right. Now, that is just a post that we've been seeing. Now, continuing with what Crystal Sims said, her sister, although my sister is a very independent person, she enjoys her solitude. Family close and distant have not been able to get in touch with her for too long, and it's concerning. Sims, who has more than 215,000 followers on her main Instagram account, where she goes by the title The Booty Doctor, promotes fitness and nutrition. It also appears she is preparing to release a beauty line called Beauty by Cashawn. So, actress Keke Palmer also posted. Keke Palmer, y'all. This went out to this moved Keke Palmer to make a post, all right, about Sims on her Instagram, according to E! News. All right. So she says, I can't believe I'm making making a post like this about Cashawn. Palmer wrote, according to E! News, I just want to get the word out there as all of her family and friends and I are truly getting worried. It has been practically, a month since any of us have seen her. We just want to know that she's safe. Now, I just described what she looks like. And of course, if anyone sees her or may know some information about her whereabouts, please contact the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Missing Persons Unit at 323-890-5500. Again, 323-890-5500. Now, the thing is that just to add into this whole thing, because like I said, we do need to start speaking these missing women's names. We need to start speaking their names. We need to start hearing their names as often as possible. Because here's the thing. Gabby Petito is not the only missing person out there. There are plenty of women, Caucasian and women of color, that are still to this day missing. And we should shed light on those things. We should never be fearful or shy away or only focus on Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. This is the reason why I'm bringing up this subject and bringing up this conversation, because there are a slew of women of color, that have not even seen the amount of press and the amount of attention that Gabby Petito has gotten. But the thing is that even the biological father, right, has even said this, that maybe because of Gabby Petito, this is bringing awareness and making us realize that, hey, there's a lot of women out here, a lot of women that need the attention and need the help to be found, dead or alive, period. So this is the reason why I'm bringing up this conversation and talking about it, because this woman has been gone. She has been missing since the 8th of September. Very, very strange. But what's stranger is the video that she put out on her YouTube channel, which we are going to watch a little bit of it. We're not going to watch the whole thing because honestly, it is 20 minutes, but you got to take a look at what she's saying in this video. And then we're going to put it together. Now, I want you to know the reason why I haven't blown this thing up yet is because I need you guys to see something when it was posted. This video was posted on September 11th, 2021. Now, the family is saying that she hasn't been seen since the 8th of September. Interesting. So there's 3 days that she wasn't accounted for, but then somehow she has this up. Unless she predated this to premiere or to launch on the 11th. Like, some people pre-plan when they're going to post videos, once a week, and maybe she just had this already planned out. But you got to hear what she says in this video, and look at the bottom of it. It says domestic violence while pregnant. Trigger warning. So she's pregnant? Let's find out. Listen carefully, y'all. We're only playing the very beginning of this, but you need to listen carefully to exactly what she's saying.
I really wanted to record, but it's currently my life. So, I went to Miami for my birthday. I don't remember the last night. Like, literally, it's just erased from my fucking memory. But I came back pregnant, okay? And I told my family. Nobody gives a fuck. And in result, like, I told my mom, she didn't do anything. And then they purposely put something in the living room and in the AC vents to cause me to have allergic reactions. So every single time I step in my room, I'm literally having an allergic reaction. And I have been hiding out in my room because I don't want to fucking encounter anybody. And for whatever reason, that alone is driving people up the wall. They're so mad that I'm in my room. So they're doing shit to get me to come out of my room to interact with them. And then when I don't give them anything, they bring my parents into it, and then my dad gets abusive.
You heard all that stuff, right? Like I said, right? She coming hot out the gate, guns blazing. Does this sound like somebody that is mentally sound? I'm asking. I'm asking the fam. You hear this, right?
Sounds
Gee,
weird.
you
Yeah,
sound
no, it sounds. I mean, I don't know her history, but I did read an article that was saying that she was struggling with mental health problems in the past, and any kind of present trauma will also re-trigger or reopen up any kind of mental health issues. So whatever happened in Miami seemed like it wasn't so good, and she said she doesn't recall her last day. So it had been some probably narcotics or alcohol in her system where she blanked out, passed out, may have been domestically, sexually, physically abused there, unfortunately.
well, or she had a mental break. Maybe she had a psychotic break.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't remember because of the psychotic break. And the way she's talking about this, I mean, I'm going to roll it back just a tiny bit so we can continue because we only got 1 minute, 30 seconds in. But she's coming in with a lot. She coming in packing. Like this thing is heavily packed with a lot of stuff within the first minute and 30 seconds. So is this a possibility of her having a mental break, a psychotic break, and just running out her dough? You know, not thinking about what's going on. And yes, Miss Keeler 123, she does sound genuine, but she could be genuinely having a psychotic break. So she could literally believe everything that she's thinking right now because that's what's playing on in her mind. That's what's the truth that's going on in her mind, right? In her mind. But in reality, maybe nothing is really going on. Like I said, we've only listened to 1 minute and 30 seconds. We're going to continue. But like I said, a lot of red flags pop up. Could this be a psychotic break? Let's continue.
So they're doing shit to get me to come out of my room to interact with them. And then when I don't give them anything, they bring my parents into it, and then my dad gets abusive. So I don't even know what the fuck happened for my dad to come over the last time. But he popped up mad about God knows fucking what. And it was before 4th of July. And attacked me, like literally the day before 5th of July. Like smashed my head and all that shit. My mom was sitting right there, didn't do a fucking thing. Am I surprised? No. So, because I've been getting abused by him. Like it started when I was 16. He hasn't done, and he's done nothing about it.
Huh.
He's put our family through fucking everything a man could possibly do to women and a family. And she's stayed right the fuck there and is so excited and boasts about that stupid ass relationship. So that happened. And then literally it was seconds before I told him I was pregnant. He didn't believe me. Was still aggressive, and then fucking started crying as no one got up and left. Then the next day he showed up to bring me food for 4th of July. And like almost was like trying to step into my room happy as fuck like we were gonna have a conversation. I grabbed the food, said thank you, and closed it on his face. Cause like, did you forget what the fuck you did yesterday? And this entire time, for the last 3 months, I'm 3 months pregnant. The last 3 months, everyone's trying to convince me that I have mental issues, but there's text messages of him boosting me up and telling me that I can be the best entrepreneur that this family is seeing, and then he's coming over and fucking abusing me.
I'm not thinking that she's capping. Like, let me just make that abundantly clear. But I think there could be a combination of things going on right now. I mean, she went from, I was in Miami celebrating my birthday. I don't remember what happened that night, but then I found out that I'm pregnant, right? And then it goes straight from that to, I'm not leaving out. I'm not leaving out, or like I'm not leaving my room and all that. And then now it's also on top of that, my father's being abusive to me. Found out that I was pregnant. But then it's like he was disappointed. You see what I'm saying? So just, it's very strange to me, T.
It seems like she was saying since she was 16 years old, he's been abusive or hands-on with her. So right there, that started the distrust, the lack of love, and this is a direct connection to any aftermath with her emotionally or mentally. His own issues are causing her life to be difficult. And unfortunately, whatever's happened to her or is happening to her is directly caused by her own father. And him trying to make up to it or to her the next day, bringing her food, trying to comfort her with a conversation, he's already, wounded her and cut her open. She's not ready to talk to him about anything. Especially if she feels like, she lost her own trust for her own father. So these kind of things have to be really discussed in a safe space with a third party, like a therapist, where she can safely tell him how she really feels and her not feel like she's in fear of her life. And he has to respectfully listen to her and allow her to be able to gain some power within her own self. And he has to take a step back and analyze and self-reflect the harm that he's caused on her. And it's unfortunate because she's missing right now, and we don't know where she is or anything. So it has to be something that's tied back to their relationship going back to her 16 years of age.
Yeah, there's another piece of me that thinks she's now missing, right? She's missing. So there is a piece of me that wonders. I mean, I'm not ever gonna rule out what if the father was involved, or like what if this is in the hands of the father. Yes, she is seeming a little off. I'll be honest, she does seem a bit off, but at the same time, though, she could be telling the truth. Like this could be her telling her truth, telling the truth, telling her perspective. Sure, Pops could very well be hurting her, right? But then there's that other part of me that's like, all right, there's two, like in my mind, I'm thinking two different choices. Either one, she just ran out the front door. She had a psychotic break and she just ran out the door. Or the father has something to do with this. He put his hands on her a little too much. Maybe he got too aggressive and hurt her tremendously, right? Now, here's the other thing, too. We haven't heard anything from the father as far as posts and comments and all that, at least in that article so far. And that article is only five hours old. That article is basically saying the sisters are the one that are stepping out and saying, where is my sister? Please, anybody, if you know where she is, please speak up. Where's the Pops? What about Papa? Papa should be speaking up right now, right? He definitely is. Raphael's not wrong.
You would think.
Papa is definitely a suspect up in this piece. But I mean, just from this video alone. But go ahead, T.
No, I was saying you would think, we've seen some notorious national cases of missing spouse, missing so and so, and the person who has been crying like wolf or crying, out loud for them to come home has oftentimes been the perpetrator or the offender. In this case, Dad seems like, at least from what I know, he's hasn't really shown much public, I guess, with it all, with where his daughter is at, and that in its own right can be suspicious in a way. Um, but unfortunately, this also has been a month, so we don't know what has transpired in the last 4 weeks at all. We don't know her last whereabouts, and I don't even know who reported her missing in the first place. So all those things have to be, you know, relayed to us nationally, so we
Yeah.
can figure out what happened in this timeline.
You ain't wrong. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know anything else except for the statements that the sisters have said so far, and of course these videos. Like I said, this one popped off, was dropped on the 11th, and she's been missing since the 8th. So very interesting. And yeah, fairy girl, I do pray that this young woman is okay. I hope that she is not in harm's way, that maybe she just ran off and somebody just needs to find her and bring her back home to safety. We don't know her mental health history. We don't know if she was on meds or anything of that sort. She could have very well been, and then all of a sudden she stopped taking it. But then at the same time, if you got a father that is beating you or being abusive to you at 30 years old, because he might be upset if she is really pregnant. Let's just say that again, too. If she is really pregnant, and if this is not a piece of her psychotic or of her possible psychotic break, he is obviously he is putting harm not only to her, but to her body that is growing this baby that's inside of her, allegedly. So it makes you wonder what's really going on here. I'm going to play a little bit more. I'm not going to play the whole thing because obviously this is on her channel, and but if you do want to go and check it out, I'll be sure to put the link of this video in the chat so that you guys can take a look at the full thing. Because like I said, it's 20 minutes of her explaining all this. But let's continue a little bit more.
It's just like everyone's trying to get me to that I have mental issues, but literally everyone in my family is truly acting fucking mental. Like truly acting fucking mental. So then yesterday, again, there's something in the fucking common area that they have done, like sprayed. It literally smells like so strange.
Here we go.
And they put in the common area, and there's a roach that they have left on the table. Like I'm supposed to give a fuck or care. I don't eat at that fucking table, so I don't give a fuck that roach is there. I don't give a fuck that y'all have sprayed whatever the fuck it is you sprayed. I need to go into the kitchen, make my food, and come back into my motherfucking room. So everyone's doing everything they can to get me to acknowledge that stupid ass roach, and it's just like, y'all acknowledge it. The fuck are you, like? Leave me alone. It's like literally all I've been wanting this entire time is for my entire family to leave me the fuck alone because they're fucking wild and crazy and weird. So he comes over. Oh, I open the window because I'm trying to let it air out because it literally is absolutely absurd and ridiculous. My sister keeps getting upset about the fact that I opened up the window, talking about she's not paying for the AC to get fixed. But I'm not going to air her out, but it's just like, girl. Okay. When the AC actually blew out during the summer, I was the one who called to get it fixed. Just like, what? You didn't pay for that? None of us did. The fucking landlord who we rent from paid for it because that's what, when you're renting from somebody, the person who's building pays for it. Hello. So she just keeps walking around ranting about how she's not paying for shit. And it's just like, you don't pay for shit anyway, but whatever. So she's yelling and screaming at 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday about the fact that the fucking window was open. Literally because the fucking window was cracked. She's screaming at my mom at 8 o'clock in the morning because the window's cracked. because the window is cracked, okay? So then my dad, oh, that was 8 o'clock in the morning. Damn near 12 hours later, 7 p.m. in the afternoon, because of the last time
Hold on.
I
need to roll that back one more time. That I got confused there. Hold on.
12 hours later, 7 p.m. My dad, oh, that was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Damn near 12 hours later, 7 p.m. in the afternoon, because of the last time I literally go sleep with my door locked, because it's just like, I'm not doing none of this shit. Someone just popping up, opening up my fucking door, and just, no, I'm not doing it. I'm so not doing it. Because last time when he popped up with the food, for one, the time before that, popped up and just opened up my door. It's just like, I'm here. It's like, nigga, you don't live here. The fuck you just popping up at the fucking house and just opening up the fucking doors for? So, yeah, and then on 4th of July, going back real quick, 4th of July, 4th of July, I just knocked at the door and I was just like, what? Because it's like at this point, I've already been abused. I'm not talking to my sisters. Like, so she's like, who's knocking on my door and for what?
Now, the thing I'm trying to understand here real quick, because I see somebody just said, Deep Ocean Shell says 1706. I'll check that out, that timestamp. But in this, so far, what I'm gathering is she lives with her sisters. Her roommates are her sisters. That's how I'm gathering this. Is that what you're gathering too, T? Because I'm trying to gather.
I mean, she's mentioned her sisters. She mentioned her father as well. I don't know if her father comes over to visit or he lives somewhere within the residency. I don't know. But she said that she didn't close her door and lock it, so I'm assuming he's there often. So I don't know.
It's so strange.
Yeah,
it's so strange. But I am going to scroll down a little bit more. I'm going to see what they're talking about with this 1706 area. See what's going on here. Let's go back just a tiny bit. Here we go.
Me with the fucking bottle.
Ooh.
It needs to be my fucking father. So
here we go.
Antagonizingly sore outside the fact that it's growing from the fact that I'm having a fucking child. My body's sore because I literally was tossed, pulled, and thrown to the ground by a grown-ass man who claims to be my fucking father. And sat on top of me. And threatened me with a fucking bottle. And got mad when I went to walk out of my own fucking front door. Like, and then my sister now is walking around turning on her fucking taser. I have a taser too.
What? What? Okay. I'm rolling that back a little bit. I'm rolling that back. First off, she said, thrown to the ground, beaten, bruised. Dude just threatens her with a bottle, sits on top of her, threatens her with a bottle. This is her pops, by the way. This is her dad, or at least her biological father, right? And then as she's saying this story, you didn't hear it. If you don't hear it, I'm going to play it again here in a second. The sister is in the hallway, I guess, or in the living room or something like that, messing around with a taser. What's going on? Now, here's the thing. To have that amount of abuse going on in that household, right? In that apartment, however the layout or like the living situation is, it sounds like she lives with at least one sister. And correct me if I'm wrong. But if there's that much toxicity going on in the house, and let's say that she is having some mental health issues, I don't blame her if she disappeared. I don't blame her if she ran because she just couldn't take it anymore. This is terrible, y'all. I'm gonna play that one more time. But that is terrible, y'all. Who wants to live in a situation like this? Not me. She doesn't deserve this.
My body's sore because I literally was tossed, pulled, and thrown to the ground by a grown-ass man who claims to be my fucking father. And sat on top of me.
And she's pregnant.
And threatened me with a fucking bottle.
While pregnant.
And got mad when I wanted to walk out of my own fucking front door. Like, and then my sister now is walking around turning on her fucking taser. I have a taser too. I will call the cops.
What?
That sounds weird.
So
right? This is weird, y'all.
So is that sister and father who was threatening her?
This sounds like a nightmare. I mean, it sounds like the father or the daughter doesn't fall far from the father's tree. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You see what I'm saying? Like maybe the sister is the exact spitting image as far as attitude and spirit like the father. If you have that kind of abusive type of father, that type of language is going to seep into somebody's body. That upbringing, if they are brought up in some sort of way, unless they learn how to unlearn that, they carry that on. That type of energy still carries on. And you never know. There are families, there are stories. I've heard this millions of times where there is the black sheep of the family, right? The one that gets the brunt of the abuse, the brunt and focus of the violence. You know, like the family gangs up on that particular child, on that particular individual. She could very well be the one who is everyone's punching bag here. Like I said, we don't know for sure if she's 110% pregnant for sure. We don't know that. But at the same time, if you're around this kind of abuse and it's everywhere, it's 360, it's everywhere you are. Yes, your mind's going to break. Your mind's going to break.
Yep.
Yes, you're not even going to pack up your stuff. You're just going to run out the door. You're like, I don't care about no dog. I don't care about no IG. I don't care about doing burpees to look good and booty camps and Dr. Booty and all that stuff. F all of that. I need freedom. I need to relinquish myself from this violence, from this vitriol that's around me. I got a sister that is messing around with a taser in the hallways. Why? And the fact that she has to sit there and say, I got a taser too, y'all. I'll call the cop. What? Come on, y'all. This is no bueno. I don't blame her for disappearing if she voluntarily disappeared. But then if it's not that, let's see. Let's entertain it. What if the father has a hand in this? What if the father and daughter have a hand in this? Inquiring minds would like to know. T, what are your thoughts on this, man? I'm going to play a tiny bit more, but I want to hear your thoughts, man, real quick. Because I think there's another video out here that I want to play real quick. And I'm probably going to open up the phone lines to hear all y'all beautiful voices, hear your thoughts on this for a speak on it. All right. T, thoughts?
Yeah, this whole situation, at least from our speculation, it was like a cocktail of disaster. If she is quote unquote missing, or if she decided just to leave for her own safety for herself and her child, then we can understand why. Yeah, I'm still trying to piece together like when did she officially go missing and who reported her missing, because nationally we find that out a month later. It's just a lot of missing pieces here. Hopefully she's doing well. Hopefully her child is doing well. But again, with a toxic father and possibly sister, this is like Cinderella. She had no chance of, surviving the situation safely with a growing child.
Yeah.
So she may have felt her only choice was to relocate, maybe with the baby's father somewhere. I mean, I don't know. But hopefully her child are safe.
That's the one question I was going to ask is, where is the baby daddy? And if the baby daddy is not the father, is not her actual father, because I know that's a crazy thought, but think about it. That it wouldn't be a far-fetched story. We've heard those stories before. If it is a boyfriend that got pregnant, and all that, where is the boyfriend then? Where's the man that got her pregnant? Remember, she said in the very beginning of it, I went to Miami for my birthday. The last night I don't remember, and now I'm pregnant. Literally, she says that. So if she has a boyfriend, she would have to know without a shadow of a doubt that, she had intercourse. You see what I'm saying? She had intercourse with her man. If she really did have intercourse with her man. You see what I'm saying? If she even has a boyfriend too, let's not forget to add that piece into the mix too, y'all. Because I'm gonna be real. If you had a boyfriend and you were in a situation like this kind of craziness, a house of just madness, a house of horror, you'd be shacking up with that boyfriend with the quickness, trust, and believe. I'd be getting real cozy. He'd be like, hey, baby, wake up the next day. Hey, baby, what's going on? The whole top drawer is all your underwear. Hi, I'm moving in. I wouldn't care. I'd be moving in that piece. Toothbrush in there, my own tube of toothpaste, all that ish, if I was living in this kind of environment, the way she is describing it. So it makes you wonder. What is really going on here? Is this a combination of mental illness, of a mental health issue, and abuse? Is it just straight abuse? Is it just mental health? I honestly think that there is a combination, for sure. I think there's a combination going on here. But let's play a little bit more of the end part. I do appreciate that timestamp because that's pretty big too, that timestamp. So let's continue.
That being said, this is here, so if something fucking happens to me, you guys know why.
Boom.
This is not how I want to tell you guys I was pregnant.
So at first I was sitting there going, why is she going out of her way to put up this video? And she clearly put this up and post dated it because she had a feeling something was going to go down. So now, she says, if anything happens to me, y'all, you know why. Like I said, we have to play a bunch of things. We can play devil's advocate, play both sides of the fence and all that ish. But look at what's going on here. Clearly something was not right. She wasn't feeling good about her surroundings. She's got a father that's beating her, threatening her, sitting on top of her. She is clearly, you could see the trauma in her face. And then one of the last things she says within 2.5 minutes left, 3 minutes left, of the video. She says, if anything happens to me, you know why. Cut this whole video up and post dated it for September 11th. Question: why isn't the family getting interrogated right now? Why aren't the family catching cases right now? Period. Why aren't they catching cases? That's what I'd like to know. That's what I'd like to know. T, what are your thoughts on this real quick? Oh, I lost T. He disappeared. Oh, damn. Well, hold on one second, guys. Sorry, we got some developing stories, some developing news, and I'm going to tell you guys that in a second. I didn't know that T disappeared on me, but it is okay. Things do happen. Oh, he's back. Okay. Hey, man. Sorry, man. So what are your thoughts on this, man? You disappeared. I didn't see you because I only have one screen and all that.
Something got me. I don't know what happened.
we balling on a budget over here, so I only got one screen over here.
No, it's that's a really terrifying thought. If the father is the father of her child,
yes,
we've seen this happen before. In some situations, but it's such a incest is something I can't really think about. It's really frightening to think about that.
Very disturbing.
But if he's sitting on her stomach or sitting on her, that could be another way him trying to cover up what he did. Again, this whole situation is just absurd. I mean, from 16 years old till she's 30 years old now. So this is a lifetime of being abused by somebody who birthed you, not birthed you, but would, played his role in having you become, born.
Yeah.
It's just too much to think about. And it's unfortunate that she has to suffer, through this. And it takes her going missing, quote unquote, to get help.
Yeah. Right. It takes her going missing for any of us to start taking this situation seriously, to start worrying about her. And that's sad. That's messed up. That's not something that we need to be. That's something that we should never hear the end of this, as the ending of the story. Like, if only people listened to her, this would be a different story. But we're not there, right? We're not there. We are, like I said, this is why every last person that has to deal with any type of domestic violence, because like I said, this still coincides with things that are going on with the Gabby Petito case, the Brian Laundrie stuff, all that. If people actually spoke up beforehand, and if we actually listened to those cries for help, maybe these people would not have disappeared. And not every single story is the same. Not every person has the same case of domestic violence or anything of that sort. No, of course not. Every story is different, but at the same time, if only she was able to step forward and speak this out loud so that people can actually listen to her, take what she's saying seriously instead of just saying, oh, girl, you just crazy. Maybe take what she's saying seriously and she wouldn't be gone. She wouldn't be missing right now. But I guarantee you, something has got to be going on with the parents or the father or the sister. Where are they? Why have they not been brought in and interrogated? Period. Where they at? Where they at, y'all? Why aren't the family members getting cases right now? That's what should be happening right now. We shouldn't even be we should just be going, oh my gosh, they got brought in for what? Clutch my pearls? That kind of thing. Not, did they do it? What's going on? Where are they at? Why haven't we heard from the father? Why haven't we heard from, say, the boyfriend, if there really is a boyfriend? Let's be real. If there really is a boyfriend, why hasn't the boyfriend talked? All right. Live and learn. You ain't wrong. You're right, because there are laws in place. Absolutely. But I'm sure if laws and the law enforcement would get up and actually look into this, maybe we can solve this issue and solve the problem sooner rather than it being 3 months later and we still have no answer. Or it turns into a cold case and we don't hear anything about her or the situation or this case for 3 mother-loving years. Strike while the iron's hot. Am I right or am I wrong? Not just sit on and go, something will pop up. No, we jump into it right now. We don't waste time. We talk about it. We investigate. Law enforcement investigates. Interrogate the hell out of those parents. and the sisters, because they must know something. How about aren't there CCTV cameras on like every other mother-loving block? Why aren't they looking at this, y'all? Why aren't they doing that? Looking up footage. She went somewhere. She hopped in somebody's car. You see what I'm saying? We can speculate all day long, but it doesn't matter. If this woman, whether she is mentally sound or not, she is still missing. We should be taking it just as seriously as any other missing person case out here. Period. You know, the story is very sad to me, y'all. The story is very, very sad. And I know it's finally just starting to take its rounds just now, like today. And some of it is the root of why, certain people have talked and brought these certain conversations to light. Therefore, they're going, oh, yeah, you're right. And, it's not only just a Gabby Petito type of missing persons thing. We should care about Cashawn Sims here. People like Cashawn Sims and the multitude of other women that have gone missing, multitude of men and women that have gone missing. We should be taking just as much care and focus on them as well. Law enforcement needs to get off their asses in this situation and start digging, because somebody is going to squeal if you apply the right pressure. That's what I think on that. T, thoughts?
Man, it really comes down to who the authorities think is valuable enough to look for.
Yeah.
And also like the national news perspective or any kind of news perspective, because you may get a clip of it for a couple of days, but how much attention will be drawn to this, how much or how many resources will be used for this? Are missing cases that determined on demographics? Doesn't do some cases get more of the press more, or get more attention? And that's true. If it takes a month for this young lady to be put up to national news media, that says it right there, that she's not important enough to look for after a few days or a few weeks. It takes one whole month for all of us to go, oh, where is she? Well, by now she could be anywhere. I mean, it's been such a gap.
Yeah.
What's her last cell phone, traced? What tower did it ping off? Does she work? What was her last time going to work? Is she in school? What are her daily routines? Does she live somewhere where, it's sketchy? A lot of things have to be thought about, but now it's like you already let so much time pass. This young lady has been replaced, or she will be replaced by somebody else. If there's a kid missing, that's going to trump this case. If it's somebody of a high profile, it trumps this case. So I just don't think that the national media cares. I don't think that even the local law enforcement care enough if they're just posting this now, or even her family. Like, we don't see like any kind of, community, gathering, any kind of, we don't see any kind of, protest for the finding of her. So I really don't. It's very suspicious, to me. I don't see any kind of strong effort in this case as compared to, as you said before, Gabby. And historically, this country hasn't looked for any kind of white person or even that. I mean, just keep the truth. Mostly white females, most white attractive young females have been the poster child of missing. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is like an afterthought, whether it's a man or a non-white person. Even with the indigenous community, a lot of natives who are missing, towards the Canadian border. tons of them. So all these things are not, being put out there. Even with immigrants, like towards the Mexican border, people are missing all the time. So it's even they don't care, or they don't have the resources to actually care. So it's really unfortunate.
I agree. I think it's really sad because you have a woman that's been crying out for help for years, by the way. We do have a video that I'm going to show you guys, and I'm only going to show a clip of it. I'm not going to show the whole thing because it's a 30-minute long video. But she does address some things that she was having problems with before. She's been battling some things. Okay, guys? Battling some things. And there's a couple things I want to say before I show that video. Number one, thank you, Josh, for the $5 super chat. Josh says, great show here, brother. Keeping it real and covering the other important missing persons. Keep being great. Thank you so much. We do really appreciate the $5 super chat. Josh, you keep being great. I appreciate you opening up your ears, opening up your mind, and opening up your heart, and being a part of these discussions and a part of these conversations. We need to have more people willing to open up their minds and hearts to other people that are missing here. Okay. Now, the other thing I have to say is I saw somebody else say something. Yvel said, hello, sweetheart. Thank you so much for the comment. She says, this story is so sad. Why isn't she getting the same coverage in the media? Now, this is a story that has been developing, at least from what I've seen over today. So the only way that this can ever really get out there so that everybody really gives a damn is if we share. We start speaking her name. We start sharing these stories. We start sharing photos and clips of articles about her on our IG, our Twitter, wherever we can. This is exactly how they did it for Gabby. They should be doing it for this woman here too. This is how they were doing it for oh man, I'm terrible. I now I forgot his name. Jelani Day. You see what I'm saying? For Maya Marcano, all the names that have been starting to flood out. Like I said, all the stories are starting to flood out. Should get the same light of day and the same amount of attention as Gabby Petito's story. Because here's the thing. They were able to find her. Because of the amount of stories that were told, the amount of social media sleuths and the detectives, the digital detectives that were out here, that were able to spread this story throughout the ether. That's how we were able to find the Bethune's video at the Grand Teton area. That's how they were able to find her. Because they were like, oh my gosh. I remember that. Is it the same? Let me check. Hold on, babe. Babe, hold up. I think it's the same van. Let me look back at my old footage while we drove through Grand Teton. Come on now. Without us talking about these things, not just mainstream media, but us. All of us. Black, white, Puerto Rican, and Asian. We all talk about these stories. So that people who are around keep their heads on a swivel and go, I see her. She's right there. Or it at least points us in the right direction to find her and find her safely. At the end of the day, that's all we care about. Making sure that this woman comes back home, hopefully comes back home in one piece. She is obviously dealing with some mental health issues for sure. I'm going to show you guys this video really quick. I wanted to say thank you for the voice of hope, a voice of hope. Thank you so much for the $28 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And I got another super chat that just popped in. Shelly Vale, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you, sweetheart. Showing love to the channel, and I respect the fact that you're giving this story coverage that the media is just now slowly reporting on. Yes, and I do appreciate you acknowledging that as well, Shell. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Okay, but there is another video I want to pull up to show her. This is like a few years ago. This is 3 years ago. Yeah, a little over 3 years ago. She has a video where she's discussing about mental health, depression, mental health, and abuse. This is 3 years ago, guys. Let's take a quick look at this video.
Hi guys. Okay, it's Cookie here, and this is the first time I have ever touched on a topic like this publicly, I guess I should say. But this video is about mental health awareness and illness, for that matter. There's been a lot going on with the Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain suicide. And I just feel like in our generation and society, we just don't put the importance on mental health that much. And I think we should. There's a lot that people go through on a day-to-day basis, and we've made it so cool to be strong that people feel like they can't call out for help when they truly need it. So the reason why I decided to talk about this topic is kind of hits close to home. If you ran across this video and don't know anything about the little weird girl with green hair, I'm a personal trainer. My brand is Bye Bye Cookie. I've been a personal trainer for about 5 years now, and I went from 98 pounds to 130 the natural way through nutrition and the gym, through fitness. So that's kind of how that started. And then about halfway through, so about 2.5 years ago, I really started focusing on the personal journey. Because I feel like, you get into your fitness journey and then it kind of leads into a personal journey, because every single day, day in and day out, you're worried about making sure you're eating the right foods to be nutritious to your body, drinking enough water, getting enough rest. You're going to the gym, working out. So it's just like you're doing all this stuff, putting yourself first and working on yourself, that eventually you have no choice but to fall into the personal journey, because you're kind of already doing that anyway. And I started spending a lot of time focusing on me and my inner demons that I needed to deal with, that quite frankly I didn't even know I really had. Not to that extent at all, for sure. And I want to say that was the best decision I've ever made in my life. So a little backstory. I started my fitness journey because I was depressed and didn't know it. College was hard because I was bullied, and I never let it be known or showed it, but it really got to me at the time. And I was just happy. Yeah, I'm a very free, giving, loving person when I level up hard. And I loved a lot of the wrong people. That's both in friends and relationships. And I got taken advantage of emotionally, and people don't think that that's traumatizing or hard and all that. But it was, and I went through a lot of it. And so I found myself, I'm a social person, but I found myself in my room with the shades drawn 9 times out of 10. I'd go to work. I worked in endorsements at the time, and then I'd come home and just be in bed. And there were a lot of times I wasn't even eating because I didn't want to get out of bed. I felt like it was just too far, too long, too much. And yeah. It's still recording. Cool. Someone is recording. And I hit a day and it was just like, Cashawn, what are we doing? What's going on? I'd be on Instagram and I would see all of this stuff about big butts, and like most people, I wanted one. I didn't have one because I was 98 pounds. I think maybe around that time I was like in the hundreds, but it was like low hundreds. And that's not because I was eating, it's because I wasn't eating. So my body was holding on to that fat and I was gaining weight and just didn't even look right. And I started doing research on different workouts to help the butt grow and what foods to eat and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd go to the gym because the gym in my apartment complex was 24 hours. It was a really, really nice gym too. So I would just go and just sit. Sometimes I didn't even work out. I would just sit and I'd be like, okay, well, I'd attempt. I'd like go and try a few things and make note of like what I felt when I did that, or this, not in a full workout, kind of just like testing different machines. I was using a lot of machines in ways that they weren't supposed to be used. So I was testing things, and I make note, this and that, blah, 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 and kind of did that for a minute. And then one day I was okay. I got all the information. I did all the research. Let's go. And I went and I just killed it, and that was the beginning of the Booty Doctor. And, it was cool, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And around the time that I was starting my fitness journey, that semester was the hardest semester I ever had because there was a dude who I was dating at the time who I found out had a girlfriend I was unaware of. And then there were things I told him in secrecy because he was a dude I was dating who I really cared about and loved. And was going out telling people this stuff. And I was having people texting me these things, just like, how the fuck do you even know that? Because I only told one person. And I was already hurt and betrayed by the person because I found out they had a girlfriend. And on campus, I was known as his girlfriend. So it was just a lot of like mentally challenging things. And I was also taking a domestic violence and policy class. And the class pretty much just taught you how the policies protect people who are domestic violence victims or survivors, and there's not really much that they do.
Obviously, we see here, she of course continues on, and we already know because it's progressed. She's making this is clearly a video not only to try to get people to feel empowered, to feel like that they're untouchable, that taking of one's life is never the answer, as she says in the title of this video here. But this is clearly a cry for help. I mean, you can even tell, this is a terrible place to freeze frame on her face, but you can see the pain on her face, like she's about to break. I really do hope that they find her in one piece. Because like I said, we can go further, but I don't want to go any further. Please go. Please go and check out her videos. Maybe there's something in there that can be used. Real quick, to use to help her. Okay. And used to find her, I mean. That's what I mean. Sean Maholland, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He says, I'm praying Cashawn is found safe, and I'm praying this can be a new era for finding missing persons. Social media is a powerful tool. Yes, it is, if you're using it right. Thank you both. Well, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. We really do appreciate it. Like I said, these are videos that need to be seen because, like I said, 3 years ago, that was June 8th, if I'm correct, 2018, when that video was dropped. Let me look at that one more time. Let me make sure I'm not on crack. June 9th of 2018, she put out that video. And I understand she it's not like she has a huge subscriber base of like 1 million or anything like that. But at the same time, I feel like that was a video that could have been taken a little bit more seriously rather than not only just something where it's like, okay, yeah, self-empowerment, believe in yourself and all that. But you can tell that she is hurting. You see what I'm saying? You could tell that she's hurting. Long story short, I really do hope that they find her. I hope that we find all the information that we have, or any more information that's out there, so that we can find her and find her in one piece. Because like I said, something's up with the parents. Something's up with the father. I mean, I don't know about the mom, but something's up with the parents for sure. Okay? Without a shadow of a doubt. I got a $5 super chat from Zan's Beats. Thank you so much, Zan's. Facts tend to speak louder than lies, but like the cop said in Gabby Petito's case, women who are abused go back to their boyfriends, husbands, etc. That is true. A lot of times they don't know where else to go. A lot of times they don't know any better. A lot of times they're so scared because they're worried that they're never going to be loved the way that this person loves them. So on and so on and so forth. There's that fear of being alone. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm just saying.
Al Green.
We all have that. Al Green all day long. But that's the thing. We all have that fear. That's why we always seem to retract back to the relationships that we were with before, because it's familiar. You know what I mean? But when it comes to somebody, when it comes to a domestic violence, when there's violence, the language of violence introduced into the relationship, you should never, ever, never, ever go back to something like that. Period. Whether it's your father, whether it's your husband, whether it's your sister, whether it's your kin, never, never. Forget all that familiar stuff. Trust me, there are better people out there that will show you that you are worth it. Show you that you are a good human being. Period. Like I said, I hope that they bring out some truth into the matter of this situation. Real talk. Okay. I'm going to open up the phone lines here really quick, but real quick. Thank you, Jay, for the $2 super chat. He says, Mr. T in the building, been a while. Cool emojis or shades emoji. I don't know. You know what I mean? The smiley face with shades on it. Does that mean cool? I think that means cool.
Yeah, that means cool.
I mean, like hip, right?
Hip.
No. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to open up the phone lines. But actually, before I open up the phone lines, I got to do it. I'm sorry. We do have breaking news. Okay? This is small, but it is breaking news. I need to bring it up. I really don't wanna. Okay? I really don't wanna, but we have to. Okay? It has to do with Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. This is a small breaking news piece. We're going to throw it in because I find it very interesting, y'all. According to Lisa Chapman, this is Dog the Bounty Hunter's daughter. According to her, this is what just broke today at 7:19 p.m. So, says Laundrie family attorney Baloney Bernalino said police asked for the assistance of Christopher Laundrie. And that's Christopher Laundrie is Brian Laundrie's father, okay? As they continue to search a Florida reserve for Brian, a quote-unquote person of interest in the Gabby Petito homicide. For those who don't have access, Brian Laundrie's father consented to assisting the law enforcement in the search for Brian. According to their attorney, he was not part of the search today. He claims he was excited to help search for his son, claiming to search the reserve for Brian Laundrie on the 13th of September for 4 to 5 hours when he didn't return from the hike. Let me just say this, and this is a quote. The parents don't believe he's watching the news in any way, shape, or form. They believe he's in the preserve or some other type of wilderness area if he has left the preserve. This is what Baloney said. So putting out a plea publicly and getting scrutiny for that is not necessary in their best interest. Not necessarily in their best interest. So, because we all been wondering why haven't they said nothing. Sorry, but I'm just giving you guys this quick update, okay? I don't know who put the term survivalist out there, Baloney Bertolino said, but Brian is a hiker. He's a camper. I don't think he goes beyond that. Just so you know, breaking right now as we speak. It broke like an hour ago, but I had to bring it up. And how funny that Christopher, the father, the pawpaw, is finally saying, "Oh no, let me help out. I want to help, because my son he pulled up his nice little Mustang into that swamp. And I thought he was gone, but y'all asking, law enforcement's asking for my help. If that means I don't catch a case, I'm with it." So there you go, guys. Bertolino finally speaks out and says some stupid ass ish in regards to the Pops, in regards to the Brian. Hold up one second. I got another email apparently. I didn't know about this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna do this very, very quickly, okay? I got another one. They spent 5 hours searching on the 13th. They didn't find him, but didn't report him missing until 4 days later when an officer came to the door. That's literally what they're saying. How do they spend 5 hours searching in a swamp, sweating in Florida heat, and getting bit by mosquitoes, but not remember the date they did that? Why didn't they go back the next day? The preserve wasn't closed to the public until they reported Brian Laundrie missing. That is interesting. If you really think about it. Just saying. Does that make any sense? Wait. They didn't actually report him missing on their own. An officer came to the door, then they said he's missing. So, I'm just throwing that out there. We're moving back to the story that we have at hand. I'm just giving you guys the breaking story, and there it is. It is so stupid. And now Christopher Laundrie, Roberta's husband, is going, "Yeah, man, I want to help out. I'm down for whatever. Where would you like me to go?" He's now down to help. Just so you guys know that piece, he said he's willing to help now. He now is trying to help with the search. Why? That's my question. Why? Why you wanted to do that now? So there you go. Breaking information, just so you know. Thought this was going to be a Brian Laundrie free show. But, like I said, I keep thinking I'm out, and they keep dragging my ass back in. So, back into that damn swamp. Okay, but there it is. He capping. They capping, y'all. I don't give a damn. They need to. That whole family needs to catch a case, and that's even Cassie too. I don't care. They all need to catch a case. But let me open up the phone lines real quick. In regards to what we have been talking about. Give us a call at 314-766-4581. Would love to hear your thoughts on this story that we've been talking about in regards to Cashawn Cookie Sims. What do you think? Is she around? Do you think the father and the sister have something to do with this or no? Give us a call, 314-766-4581. And like I said, a little breaking news in regards to what's going on. Oh, and I don't answer anonymous phone calls. So your phone number needs to be seen. I'm just letting y'all know. I will ignore all anonymous and blocked phone calls. Hey, you on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, my name's I'm live. Live and learn from Toronto.
Right on, man. Live and learn. What's up, man? What's on your mind, man? Speak on it.
I was just thinking about this case. Listening to you. First of all, you a dope radio host. But I was I was following about this case, and I was thinking about the parents, how they got lawyers and stuff. And I was watching some other cases about their children getting caught up. And I'm thinking these parents, like, even if I was thinking like any parent, right? They would always want to protect their children, no matter what. And even if it was a murder, even if it was whatever, they always gonna have their back.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking like they might not even realize how much the world is looking, how much the world is stressing, but they just want to protect their kid. And also, it's like that's hard. It's just that's all I'm thinking about. Like,
Wait, so you're
what kind of conflicting,
yeah, go ahead. What are conflicting? Say that again.
like even conflicting feelings that they might have, even if they know something.
Oh, I mean, as far as are you talking about Cashawn?
No, I was talking about the Brian Laundrie case.
Oh, okay, sure. So yes, it is very, very strange to me that the when it comes to the Brian Laundrie, since we're talking about it now, real quick, because I am only taking phone calls about Cashawn Sims right now, but I will answer this for you. Yes, it is very weird.
Okay,
Doesn't
sorry.
make no, you good, homie. I ain't mad at you. Shoot, I just got that breaking news, and I figured might as well do it now before it gets too late. I don't want to do another live after this show, so I won't have time to do another live after this show. So I figured I'd squeeze it in. But still, that's my fault. I broke the story, so of course you're going to talk about it. I'm not surprised. To answer your question, it is surprising to me that they are not. The father's now trying to help out, but at the same time, I think he's just going with the motions. I think he knows exactly where I think he knows exactly where his son is. Period, bruh. He knows exactly where he is. But I do
find him. Only
yeah.
time will tell.
Yeah, man. I hope I hope that they do find him too. You know what I'm saying? In one piece and alive, so we can get some answers. All right. But thank you, man. I do appreciate the phone call, my brother. All right. You stay up.
Thank you, too. Thank you for letting me on.
Anytime, man. All right, man. Peace.
All right, keep it real.
You too,
All right,
brother. Peace. Not taking anonymous phone calls, y'all. But if you want to call in, 314-766-4581. I wanted to say real quick, I see a super chat. Oh, my Lord. Hold up. Is this Malia? Malia, thank you so much. Wow, Malia. It's been a minute since I heard your voice. Malia, thank you so much for the Australian $15 all the way from down under. Thank you so much. She says, keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Malia. Oh, man, that means a lot that y'all is. Oh, man, it's good to see your face and see your name up here, y'all. Seriously, Malia, it's great to see you watching the show. Real talk. Miss your voice, girl. Miss your voice, okay? But like I said, the phone number's pinned to the top, all right? At the same time, you know what? I'm going to do this too. F it, man. Because I know some people don't want to make phone calls, like actually dial. But I know some of y'all will do the StreamYard. So the StreamYard link is available as well. So mods, if you can copy and paste the phone number, I think a lady already did it. Thank you so much. Because I'm going to pin this one to the top. And like I said, I'm not answering anonymous phone calls. But if you want to do a video chat, by all means, click on that link above. All right. And have a conversation. Jump on into the chat. And like I said, you don't have to be on camera to use that as well. Or you can call in to the show via regular ass phone number, which is 314-766-4581. All right. Let's see. What is this? Sonny James, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $15 super chat. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. She says, see this ish. Okay. Makes me never want to make a YouTube channel or be viral. It's creepy. And when you open up to a wide audience, you're wide open. I get funny about super chatting these days. Well, I understand. It is a weird creepy world that we live in, right? The more you expose yourself, the more you're open, the more people will try to trample all over you and all that. And that's crazy. That's crazy and creepy as hell, so I do understand what you mean, and that's why you have to play a lot of things close to the chest, right? Not expose everything, put your whole life out there on display, because you just never know nowadays. People are crazy. People are really, really crazy. I'm gonna get this phone call. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Fairy Girl, and I'm in Northern Kentucky.
Hey, Fairy Girl, how you doing from Northern Kentucky? What's on your mind? Speak on it.
I'm getting a little concerned because I have noticed there's quite a few hundred YouTubers and influencers just being chased by stalkers, harassed by them, missing, killed by them. And I'm wondering if all of these have something to do with the way they put themselves, showing where they are at all times and showing where they're going through and what they could do more.
Yeah, I don't blame you because there are a lot of things. I mean, that's one of the dangers of social media. Like I said, social media is a double-edged sword without even thinking twice. One of the things that really sucks is that, yes, people are out here that you're always showing people what you're doing on your day-to-day, especially the more stories you make on IG, the more involvement you get and the more eyeballs you get and the more engagement you get on your social media on IG, for example. But I also have seen a lot of people will post something like their story sometimes a day or two later, just to keep the stalkers and the weirdos and the other stuff off the beaten path, so that they don't know your rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Or they do a collage type thing, so you just don't know what they're doing when they're doing it. But they were there, but you just don't know if they really are there at that moment. You see what I'm saying? So people are really crafty about it, especially there's these vloggers, right? People are vlogging every single damn day sometimes, posting things like, oh, I went here and then I went here. I know a lot of people that will post things that happened last week, the week that we're in right now. You see what I'm saying? So that it throws people off, so that people don't know their rhythm, don't know their pattern and what they do and all that. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of weird stories. I've heard things of people doing crazy things, unnecessarily skittish, slimy, weird things.
It's really terrifying
to creators that are out here for sure. But when it comes to this situation with this young woman, Cashawn, no, I really do think that she had a mental break and she ran off, or the father had something to do with it, or the sister. Maybe they both did something to her at the same time and then are trying to cover it up in some sort of way. We haven't heard anything from the father, but I'm wondering why he hasn't even spoken. You know what I mean?
Totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely. But
and
yeah,
as
go ahead.
For the Brian case, I'm a little concerned of they're so worried that there's a bunker under this new bedding of soil where they're planting stuff, why they haven't totally just ripped that out to check.
Oh, you're talking about as far as
people are coming to me with video of the parents gardening in the back, and you can see a hand come out or something. And
yeah, see, but that's the thing. I mean, and don't get me wrong. God bless everybody. God bless everybody's soul for being out here, wanting to be like, oh, there's a hand in the backyard, but there ain't no damn hand. There is not. I'm sorry. People got to stop reaching. They're grasping at straws. Trust me. 5-0 would have seen that. They would have been seeing that.
And I would have ripped that apart.
Exactly.
If I even thought so.
They would have been coming out with the shovels and the pickaxe and everything, just pulling this thing out. Man, like I said, it's not a hand. Like I saw another dude do this thing, and I'm like, why are you showing this stuff? Like, saying stuff like, "Oh, she pregnant." It's like, bro, do you have the facts? You know for a fact she's pregnant? Or they go, "Oh yeah, look at this. It's a blurry blob. It's him. He's wearing a white backpack and he's leaning and he's just like the Marlboro man, just chilling, with a cigarette. You don't see it in the blur." And it's like, bro, no, that's Sasquatch.
Yeah.
You're pretty much calling him Sasquatch. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, that ain't a hand.
Well, I really think in all these cases, the parents in all cases need checked out.
Yeah, the parents are
In
liars.
this case, I'm terrified that the father has done more abuse, and maybe the possible father of her child, and he's done something to her. It's like weighs on my mind.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh, where could this poor girl be?
Yes. And anything's possible with those for sure. Anything's possible. The options are out here. The only people, as far as Cashawn Sims' family has, as far as coming out and talking, have been the sisters. Father has not said nothing so far, not that I know of. So I want to hear what the pops got to say. But thank you so much, sweetheart, for calling in. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the show and for getting these girls out there so that people can be watching for them and will know what to do to be aware of their own surroundings.
Of course.
And keep themselves safe.
Absolutely. You
Thank
have a
you
good one.
so much.
See you in the
I
in
love
the chat.
you guys.
Love you back. Bye. So I do have some people in. Oops, hold up. Let me just kill that really quick because I got some people in the chat in the video call. We have Keisha Callwood and Shell Evel. Hello, ladies. How y'all doing?
Hey, Pascal.
How are you?
Hello. Say hello to T, everybody.
Hey, Mr. T.
Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, stop. T, stop.
Okay.
He's like, "Hi, how you doing?" Oh, TC and shit. Don't even do that, bruh. We ain't about that life today. Don't even try. You see, his balls dropped right then and there. Like he went me again. "Hey, how y'all doing? My name is T." Come on, T. Anyway, I'm playing.
Yo, it's hump day, man. It's a long week, man. I'm trying to get through it, man.
Oh Lord. Okay. So Keisha, since you were here first, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for both you guys. Thank you so much for patiently waiting. But I'm sorry, T. I'm so sorry. But Keisha, what are your thoughts on this story, please?
I'm so glad you did this story because it's more of a norm in our community where there are people who are suffering from domestic violence, and it doesn't have to be husband and wife. There's a lot of violence that goes on that we quietly don't talk about, or we whisper about it and we pretend it doesn't exist unless we want to gossip. But I really feel like it needs to stop being a shame and just be a topic of conversation so we can weed it out of our existence. My heart just broke seeing this story, and I know this story not because it happened to me, but I've seen it in my family. I've seen it with cousins. I've seen it with friends. I've seen it with aunts.
Mm-hmm.
I've even seen it with a nephew, with a young lady being abusive to him. And it threw me for a loop the first time I saw that. But I really had to speak out immediately because if you don't, it just snowballs. And it becomes okay because you don't say anything. And for her, I feel like not enough people spoke out and made people be held accountable for what was happening. And I'm not just saying her father, but her sisters and whoever else was taking advantage of her and empowering her with support and love. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to always say something is wrong and have people call you crazy and not shut down after a while.
Yeah.
And that could be in the beginning of mental health issues. This didn't start when she was 30. This has obviously been, he didn't just start raising his hand to her in violence, not in, there's a difference between a parent disciplining you than a parent abusing you. And after a while, when a child gets to a certain age, you can't spank them anymore.
True.
That's not an option. So if you can't spank her anymore, what are you doing? Are you just acting out, throwing a tantrum because you can't control her? So then you have issues too. And we need to start calling parents out on their uncontrollable issues because we are all human. I'm a parent, and sometimes children want to make you lose it because you love them and you can't believe some of the things that they do. But you still have to rein yourself in because you are a responsible human being and handle your business. You're not always perfect, but you have to deal with yourself and deal with your issues and handle it the right way and apologize if you need to, and don't do that anymore. And if you are married to somebody who is abusive, men, women, deal with it. Do not pretend like you don't see it, like it's okay. And if I don't talk about it, then it doesn't exist. And we're just all going to pretend like it never happened. We have to start dealing with our issues and not demonizing ourselves, but healing ourselves. That's one part of what I feel. And I don't want to keep talking. I want to give Shell a moment to speak because I love to hear her talk.
No, I mean, what you just said was absolutely beautifully said. I mean, shoot, Shell, can you top that? I'm totally kidding. What are your thoughts on this?
First and foremost, I just want to say, do you guys hear me well on the audio?
Yes.
I know I was kind of going in and out a little bit, so I wasn't sure. I'm, on a different device, so I was a little worried about that.
Let me see what I can do on my end here. Hold on one second. I'm just going to turn you up a little bit more. Go ahead.
So,
Speak your
okay,
mind.
I'm a little bit lower. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I
So
can adjust it here.
So the Cashawn story breaks my heart. And like I said, I was so wrapped up in the Gabby Petito that I discovered the Cashawn story on another big YouTuber's platform that has gotten a lot of major coverage due to Gabby Petito. Okay. And even him as like, a host was so disgusted by how people were reacting to Kashawn in his chat that he was like, I'm about to block all of you guys because you asked me to cover a story on someone else similar, right? A different race, similar story, not exact, but very similar to the Gabby Petito in terms of this person being missing. And look at how you speak about her. And it's not just Kashawn, it's the many, minority missing girls and guys that are out there, and they are not getting the coverage that Gabby is. And people in the chat for days were saying they're so tired of hearing about the Brian Laundries and the whole family and Gabby. And so when we present you with another story, and this person is missing for over a month, it's like you don't even show that type of respect. So I really commend your channel because I've not seen that. The mod has been on it. I'm telling you, I was almost to the point of wanting to get off of this other YouTube channel, but I had watched her full video, the one that you showed a clip on. I wanted to watch the full video, but he had like the chat playing on the side, and it was just so like, I can't believe how these people don't have morals, and they're not giving her the same respect that Gabby did. And it's just
Isn't it
like, it was
crazy?
sad to see.
It's crazy to think that with Gabby Petito, everyone's willing to lay their life on the line for this young woman. But then when it comes to a Cashawn Sims or a Jelani Day, as soon as we start talking about those things, all of a sudden, I'm telling this is the truth. I'm going to say something really quick, but it's just funny how people turn. So, for example, just last week, I think it was last week, I was covering Jelani Day and the Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie thing. Now, what's so insane is that I did both of them, and the thing is I'm trying to be very smart with my stuff. I'm trying to be very smart because I want people to stick around. I want us to talk. I like having viewers in the chat. I like seeing the chat robust and full of conversation, right? That's the only way you can do this and grow, right? So I'm doing the Gabby Petito, the Brian Laundrie, blah, 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 blah. Then suddenly I turn over to Jelani Day. Not only did my dislikes go flying up, but at the same time, the viewership just dropped considerably. I mean, it was more than half. And I'm sitting there going, so people only give a damn about Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. No one gives a damn, exactly, Jessica Moon. No one gives a damn about Daniel Robinson. No one gives a damn about Jelani Day, Maya Marcano, now Cashawn Cookie Sims, even Kelly Price. You know, I talked about that story too. No one cares. As soon as it has nothing to do, like maybe it's a race thing, I don't know, but at the same time, no one gave two damns. As soon as I went over there, as soon as I went to the next story, suddenly people had a huge problem with it. And I'm going, wait a second.
And if you watch some of her past videos, like, you know, she has tried to get help in numerous ways, to the point where she even tried to educate herself, like the same way she has dealt with her depression, and she you know, found a way to cope with it with the fitness, right?
Right.
And she said that the fitness led into, because it tends to lead into like a personal journey of like self-discovery. And she said, you know, she had to deal with her own inner demons, right? She says that she comes from a family where you just don't talk about your problems, and she's dealt with some really triggering things from that video clip that you just played. And I know you only played a clip of it, but I encourage people to go back and watch the entire thing. If you feel like you're going to be triggered, you might want to be a little cautious with a story that she shares, but she's been dealing with that. And I believe it is a form of really a severe PTSD, witnessing someone die right before your eyes. She's going through some things, and she also took a class on domestic violence. So she was in school for that in college. She's trying to find ways to deal with something that she's internalizing, something that she's dealing with. And then the recent video that they said she posted in July, where she had the bonnet on her head, and she was talking about like the, you know, the domestic violence that she's going through with her dad. You know, she was literally saying, like, I've been dealing with this for a while, and my family have been causing me so much like grief. And she just, you know, goes about it herself. Like, I'm really praying that the situation with this story is that she may have just ran away to a safe house. I'm being honest, that I pray it's just that she took a little time to herself to run away to a safe house because she was tired of the domestic abuse, and she is pregnant. You know, I hope that that's the outcome, that she comes back out and says, hey guys, you know, I'm 9 months pregnant. I had to get away. You know, I'm getting beaten up on my dad. I'm getting like antagonized by my sisters. And I don't know what they're talking about, this missing thing. I'm not missing. I'm trying to protect myself. I pray that that's really what's going on. But I'm really disappointed in the media coverage that's not given to this young woman the way it is for Gabby. Like, it's crazy.
I hope your theory about the safe house is 110% correct, but hopefully we do find this. Like, she finds out through the grapevine, maybe, that that the media, social media and all that is starting to talk about this, that it's starting to brew, and that people like this platform and many other ones. I just saw a video, you know, the person who really broke this that I saw was Paris Milan. I saw her break this story, and I was like, this is a very interesting one. I do, like, I care, like, this matters, and we should be talking about this. And this is fresh. You know, this is a fresh story. This is not something that is 7 years old or 5 years old, or, you know, not a 3-year-old story of somebody missing for 3 years. This is somebody who's missing right now that maybe we can catch, that we can find, and bring them home safely. So I'm hoping that what you said, your theory is correct. Keisha, what are your thoughts on this as we wrap up?
Yeah, my second thought on it was, you know, as a community and as a Black community, we need to start being our own answers, and for real, not in just talk, but in action and in money. And I know everybody's going through a tough time with this pandemic, but I really feel like we need to start our own local and national organizations to find missing people and to deal with domestic violence and just violence, period. I don't think we can continue to act like the violence in our community is a problem for the police anymore, because they have, as a whole, not as individuals, shown us that they're not going to treat us the way our community needs to be dealt with and handled. So we need to handle it. And there are people that have already been doing this, so we don't have to build the wheel. We just have to give them a platform and give them the funds and to ask them to teach us how to do it properly across our communities. And I also think we have to stop dividing each other by not only nationality, but, you know, our little cliques and, you know, our education and whatever else we use to divide ourselves and separate ourselves. We need to be a world community as Black people, because we need each other's support. And if we look at other people, the Asian community, they have support from their nations. We need to be our own support, and we need to handle it for real and not for fake, not only in situations like this, but politically. Everything is politics, y'all. Every single thing is politics. And if you don't think it is, look at your schools. Look at the sidewalks in your neighborhood. Look at the redistricting that happens. Did you participate in the census? And did you hold your politicians accountable? The reason they can ignore Cashawn is because we don't flex our power for us.
Right.
We need to flex it for us and not for everybody else, so that they can throw us to the curb and say they're going to give us a penny when they're ready.
That's, you know, that's facts. But, you know, we all need to start learning that. We all need to start internalizing that, because as much as we sit there and say that, are we really doing that? Are we really implementing those ideals that you just said?
Well, I think if 5 of us do it,
yeah, go ahead.
If 5 of us do it, and that 5 turns into 15, and I'm really serious, if 5 of us do it, and that 5 turns into 15, it can really go a long way. Like, just even look at your hand and your fingers. You're more powerful when you make a fist. We have to come together and make that fist and do what we need to do. And we need to start with what we got.
Facts. Well, Keisha and Shell, thank you so much for hopping on and chopping it up with us.
Thanks, Pascal. Thanks, Mr. T.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.
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 Appreciate y'all. Well, shoot, that was some powerful stuff, y'all. Man, see, I love the video chats. I always love it. I love the video chats. I love the phone calls too. I love it when we do the Speak On It segment. Like I said, it's fire every single time. Because we got some really, the Pascal Show fam, y'all are some intelligent mother lovers. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all are intelligent. I mean, T he's smart too. He wicked smart. But y'all are intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are some intelligent, well thought out, well spoken, articulate mother lovers, and that's why I love y'all. Y'all are incredible. I mean, T cool too, but y'all are incredible. You know what I'm saying? But yes, guys, that is the show, guys. I have to say, what a great conversation. And I'm glad we were able to talk about this. Like I said, this woman, I'm praying, I'm hoping that they find her. And when they do find her, that she's in good shape, baby's in good shape, and that she's safe. And she's out of harm's way, especially from an abusive father or an abusive household. But, you know, Keisha ain't wrong. Shell said a lot of great things too, but Keisha ain't wrong. You know, it is up to us to start talking about these issues, start shedding light on these conversations. Not only just missing people, okay? Not only just missing people, but there's a slew of other conversations that we do have on this channel. We have a lot of uncomfortable conversations. I'm not gonna lie. We do. We have a lot of uncomfortable conversations, but that's what we need to do so that we can progress as a people. And I'm not saying just the people, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying everybody as a people. As you see, we have so many different walks of life that watch this show, that are in this chat right now. We are stepping in the right direction. We are stepping towards the light of progression, of transcending beyond just our race, you know, and beyond our personal beliefs. So that's why I love this show, and this is why I love doing this show with you guys and opening up those phone lines, because I love hearing y'all voices. So whenever I have the phone lines open, whenever I have the video chat open, chime in. Trust me. There are no dumb answers. That's what I think. I mean, that's that. Well, hold on. Let me take that back. I'm kidding. We can always talk about it, whether we agree with it or not. T, again, thank you so much for being on, my brother. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a while. Happy to be back.
Yeah, man. I mean, he back, baby. He back. See, he's molding young minds, in the schools. He's doing something way more important than my ass. All right.
Don't say that, but we all have our way of impacting the future. So
facts.
It's whether you're on your show spreading awareness or in the hallways, classroom, in offices, we all have our niche. We all have our calling.
Yes. Well, and that's true. We all have our avenue, right? To mold or to inspire, right? So, but it's great that you get to be over here with me too. You know what I mean? You help mold other people's minds, and that's kind of dope. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I was keeping it real. But real quick before we run off, I am wonderfully made. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Yes, you are wonderfully made. And that's not because you just gave us a $5 super chat. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. It is not. You are wonderfully made. Do not forget that. Thank you so much for saying great show. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, y'all. I really do appreciate it. For everybody who's come in, thank you. Thank you so much for the call-ins, for the video chats, all that. I know somebody said the every time they try to call, it was busy. Well, there was a lot of people calling in, okay? But try again next time when we go live. That'll be very, very soon, okay? So it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I'll see you guys very, very soon. I'll most likely be on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you enjoyed the conversation, just, set an alarm, and I'll see you up bright and early at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Be good out there, guys. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.